news? How are you? Good, great. If not, I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, well, first, I had a little road trip to Flagstaff for 4 days. We are gonna talk about that. So here's the thing. I was going to make it into a vlog, fully intended, vlogging the whole road trip, vlogging everything that we were doing. That didn't happen. But I do have some clips, everything that I can find from those 4 days. But since I have a bad memory, I put everything that happened. Oh Lord. Everything that happened. Go through this script and get this story time going. Alright, let's get into it. Whatever, I might be talking about some other people that I don't really know in this video. So for now, we're gonna do alternate names. So first person that's introduced is Tanya. Me and Tanya had an agreement the night before that she was going to pick me up from my house and go to the store before 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock, 11:30, 11:45, somewhere along that line. So I was calling, texting, no answer. Her phone is going straight to voicemail. Hours go by. It's getting closer to 12, closer and closer. Finally get an answer. She says she wasn't awake. At 11, she was not awake. Like, I was literally calling her to wake her up, to come get me. Like, I don't want to be a little rude, but the one thing I don't do is disrespect. And I do not waste my time and energy, right? Mind you, I was halfway to the point not even wanting to go in the first place. There was some stuff that happened the night before, and then some nights before that, it was just like, this isn't a good idea. Oh, by the way, this was very spontaneous, very impulsive. So this whole trip was like the only thing I had certain was that I had those days off, and that's about it. You were 4 hours late to leave. The 4 hours include us spending an hour at Fry's getting our supplies. But here's the first fun story of the night. We're in the parking lot of Fry's, right? Ready to go get our snacks for the road trip, ready to head out. She goes to get her wallet. What's not there? Her wallet. Her driver's license, her credit card, does not have it. So we go in the store, then we have to drive all the way back to her house to get her wallet. An extra 2 more hours because we took an hour in the store and then an hour to get to her house. All that's done, we got the wallet, we're ready to head out. The one thing I can remember the most, it was trip there and trip back. Just people, I don't know if it was family, like grown adults or college students that were doing this, but why are y'all speeding on a mountain? I don't understand. But basically, we were 7,000 elevation. We were high. You were high. Another thing on my list, the entire ride we were listening to her little Spotify, chilling, shuffling through. Could barely hear it because my ears were stuffed. But also, we tried to watch Osmosis Jones because I've been listening to her whole playlist at this point. Let's just watch Netflix. I thought I had stuff, well, I did have stuff downloaded, but that was from my last trip for school to Flagstaff. So all of that stuff was expired. But I was like, I know you have to have something. Basically, we came to the conclusion that I was going to turn on my hotspot and do it through her phone so it could go through the speakers, right? That soon ended because in the mountains, in some regions, there's nothing. Nothing. But the reason why we picked Osmosis Jones was because, well, she wanted to watch a cartoon. I just wanted to watch a movie so we didn't have to have episodes loading in or whatever. They're watching whole internet, whole anything just blacked out. So we had to settle with the music, which was fine, but like a little more entertainment would have been cute. We literally saw the most vivid rainbow, double rainbow. Like we saw the both sides of the rainbow. I was wondering if we were gonna get to the I could almost see the end of both sides of the rainbow, and it was a double rainbow. Like that was the clearest thing I've ever seen. So our results of trying to get a hotel and also football tickets. Oh, by the way, we went to I should have really explained this. See best friend. What should her name be? Jessie. We have Tanya and Jessie. All right. Jessie, she's gonna hate me for that. She's a cheerleader there. We planned this trip a week in advance. Making this trip a week in advance was that all the families took up all of the hotels for the days that we were going to be there. So our last resort was a motel. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, especially for a small town. It was fine, but there was also some things that I will bring up. For now, we got our rooms, got our own beds, we got a little kitchen set up, the TV, got cable, we're chilling.
Like Arizona now.
Night there, oh, it was freezing too. We both forgot our jackets. It was just a dramatic night. First night that was could have avoided. Oh yeah. I kind of don't remember this, but in my notes it says that we went to Jessie's apartment.
Yes, we're reunited!
She has an apartment because she's a sophomore. She has an apartment with 3 other people. We have J, M, and C, but C is gonna be Kathy. Oh, another thing. She has neighbors that are guys right across from her apartment. It's 4 guys. Don't remember their names. Don't care to. But the one significant thing was that they all have a game of assassins. Jessie and her roommates had the game of assassins with their neighbors. Basically, if you don't know what assassins is, it's like a water game. Like, you can go find these people anywhere in the world and you have to spray them with a water gun, and then you get a point. I don't really know when it ends. I left at 2 in the morning, but we went to Jessie's apartment, just chilled, got to meet her roommates and the neighbors, chilled, played some board games. We went to Denny's. Again, poor judgment on my part. The fun begins after Denny's. Basically, it's kind of like the NAU campus is kind of connected to downtown. It's like my life went on a blur for a hot second because we went to Denny's and then just like drove around for most of the day, and like somehow it became nighttime and we were getting a tour. Like, no clue what happened. Side note, I don't think we parked legally one time while we were there. So the first time we parked and had a little issue was in downtown. There was a alleyway right next to a couple restaurants. Basically parked down the farthest alleyway from like the main walking downtown. We found this like random open spot, and there was a sign. The sign said, "Only for customers." Experience, we basically had to walk a long bit away to even get to the main street, but our plan was to go to this place, really walk in. The first thing she found, walk in, pretty cheap, whatever. We start walking to where the GPS says that specific place is. Before we get to that specific place, there was another tattoo shop. It was high-key very sketchy. Fully looked like they were closed. It was a gated door with just a stairway going down. I honestly did not think, I was about to be like, That's a whole basement. Because right next to it, it kind of looked like it was the same place. But right next to it, it was like a broken down, like abandoned looking place. There was like everything on the tables, everything just scattered. So it looked like from above through the windows that nobody was there. Electricity wasn't on. Nobody's home. But when we got to the actual door, like right under where the sign was, it was like, we're open. I was like, no, you're not. But we pushed her to get her tattoo because she has always wanted it. She was like, I need to get this before I regret it. Mind you, she did not do any research. Didn't know anything about this tattoo. All she knows is that she was going to get it when we were there. Or else she was going to never get it, ever. I mean, maybe at some point she would have, but like it was best if we were there with her. Especially because we had to tell her everything about the like care afterwards, the aftercare. But when we got there, she also didn't know really what she wanted. She had the word free and she wanted a little dooley dab, a dooley dangle under the F, and I was like, perfect. I literally have the perfect font. I think I use it for my thumbnail, so I just like went on my editing app and found the font. I even like went as far as to like take a picture of her ribs. She got it on her ribs. She didn't know that was the most sensitive place, one of the most sensitive places. We didn't tell her. Whoops. So she got it on her ribs. And then when we get there, she was like, I kind of want it above the F instead of below the F. We all were doing sketches to see how like well it would come out, and he was trying to like do it on his iPad too. Her descriptions were knotted, and he had this sheet of like little things, like little drawings. Like there were some cactuses, some like zodiac signs. There was a lot of inappropriate things as well, like maybe a what's it called, Hello Kitty with boobs instead of a face. I personally picked out, there was a little paper airplane, and I was like, that'd be so cute to go with it, because like it's like you're flying free, like you're free. With that loop-de-loop, it kind of looked like it was like throwing like that little, you know, like a bee, like that trail. It was kind of like the trail of the paper airplane. So I was like, this is perfect, this is so cute, and we like settled it. We didn't know if she was actually gonna get that tattoo there, and that night they were saying it's like some people are calling out, some people want to come in, we can't make space for you, but you need to like sign, like put yourself on the waiting list. And because they already had 2 people while we were like trying to figure out everything by the time she got everything done, so they were like, yeah, sit down. Get this tattoo. She didn't pay or nothing. She high-key almost walked out not paying. He was like, did you pay me yet? She was like, no. Anyways, so she's laying down. We get this system where Tanya is going to get her hand squeezed by Jesse, and I'm going to stand above and get that lovely footage that you were about to see.
How'd that feel?
So,
Good?
Yes, thank you.
but we have a little predicament. She basically was laying on the table, took a video of the ceiling of the place. She like, because I personally thought that she did a video of like the stenciling first, because we also did take videos of that.
Yes,
But she just sent a video, like a short video of her looking up to the ceiling with it saying, getting my first tattoo or something like that. And like, I just thought it was funny, like she was gonna put it on her story. I like put my hand in front and went like, basically started selecting people. And I was like, why are you taking all this time just to put it on your story? She said, anyone that I wouldn't want to see this story, I'm selecting it and making another story. Like she did that before for something else. That first attempt was successful, right? So she was just picking people. The guy was like setting up his thing. His chair broke at one point, so he was on the floor. Yeah, he was like facing his chair, getting his stuff together, and she was selecting people, and then made the story. Or did she? Just like in shock, like I don't remember exactly what she said, because I was just like, what did you do? But it was basically like, she sent it to every single person she selected instead of making a story of her saying that this would be her first tattoo to majority of her Snapchat. The only people she probably didn't have were like obviously like little kids and her sister, so she didn't get snitched out. Oh yeah, her family doesn't know she did this either. Just people we used to be around that she didn't talk to. We were all freaking out. And like now that I think of it, there was no way that we could fix this. But on Snapchat, when you send a message, just a message, not a video, not a picture, whatever. If you send a message and you delete it, most likely it might delete from the other person's phone. So I was like, sick. We just need to delete every single person, every single video that she sent ever from those people. Right when she sent that, there was floods of videos, pictures, text, anything ever of people just texting her being like, what is this? We don't talk. Or like, oh my gosh, girl, yeah, what are you getting? So, oh, and by the time that like people were starting to text back, he was starting the tattoo. System was, Tanya was getting her hand squeezed. I was holding the phone, going through. Since people like were already texting back, I basically decided to just delete it from the people that haven't opened it yet. So I was going down the list, opening, deleting, moving on, opening, deleting, moving on, instead of like seeing what other people were saying, to hopefully get it off these people's text messages. And I was also filming like this. It was just a whole system going on. I'm so tired because I wasn't focusing on this, and I was really trying my hardest not to drop my phone on her and on the guy so that it would mess up. I was trying real hard because this is a lot. Doing this and then trying to film and get is a lot. After like we finally finished deleting most of it, we realized that the people that we already deleted were answering back. Yeah, it happened. She almost walked out and didn't pay. Yeah. It was very late in the night.
Wait, where's the car? Oh my god. It's over here, right?
Basically, after the tattoo, we go back to her apartment, play some more games, find out some very juicy details about the roommates. Drive back. It's like a 5-minute drive from the NAU campus to our motel. Our usual spot, of course, like it was right under our room. Our usual spot that we always went to, that was always open every time we were there, it was taken. So we basically went around to find a suitable parking spot. Our parking spot that we found was at the entrance of the motel, which meant we had to walk a far distance and then go walk up the stairs and then to the other side of the motel to get to our room. Funny story again. After that lovely night, once we get to our room, Tanya pulls out the key, scans it. It turns green, right? She tries to open it. Does a little 1, 2, doesn't open. Okay. It was fully just green. Like, I watched that thing green, right? Puts the key on again. Now it's green and red. What does that mean? Try it again. A couple times. Pushes her body weight all on that door. Nothing opens. Tried a couple times. We're like, because also we were only staying there for 2 days, 2 nights technically. So I was maybe she didn't set it up right. Maybe they didn't give us the time that we needed. We go down the stairs, all the way down to the office. And side note, when we checked in, the lady was like, someone will always be here, no matter what, any time of day. Someone will always be in this office if you need help. We were like, thank you, sis. Really appreciate it. So this night, we walk in, not a single soul. They don't have a bell. Like, they have some little chimey chimes, on the door, not a single way to tell them that we're here. We stand there for about 10-20 minutes. We full on like made noise. Like I coughed, I like slammed a little 1-2, played some music, and she comes chill as can be, and we're just like, we can't get into our room. Like I was fully like, there was no way she was about to fight us, be like, you don't have this room anymore, somebody else is in there, you just can't get in. I was fully about to go like, did you pay for my stuff? Did you pay for all this? I'll find a place to live, just give me my stuff. I was fully about to get my stuff back regardless. She just like scanned this thing on something and was like, you got another night, have fun. We go down that walk, up the stairs, cross the way to our room, right? Get there, take the key out. What happens? What happens? Somebody tell me. Green and red does not open. She goes back down. I'm just sitting there because I was not about to walk that way again. She goes back down. I'm sitting there cold. Oh, mind you, I was holding my Denny's burger. Fully about to eat that the next morning. Holding it. Only have like this thin jacket on, just sitting, staring at the mountains, waiting for somebody to come and help me. So she comes back up, scans her key again. Does not open. I was like, we are not going back down there. We are not doing no sort of nothing. Call them right now. Call them. She calls them. Guy comes up. Or says he's on his way. He comes up. I'm not looking at this man. I am so mad. It is about 10, 11, 12, something at night. Freezing cold. This man comes up with batteries. Takes her card one more time. Like remote batteries, just in his hand. Takes her card one more time, scans it, does not work, tries to open it, full body weight again. And then he says, well, it's cold out here. Sometimes the doors just don't work. Sometimes the batteries just run out. I was standing out here for 20 minutes because the batteries got cold. And it just had to be us, right? Right, it just had to be us. This man unscrews the thing, pops it off, takes out 4 batteries, replaces the 4 batteries, takes the card again, and beep bop boop. I don't know if it was him or the lady. Somebody gave an excuse. It was like, sometimes if the card's like too close to your phone, it'll deactivate it. How did both of ours get deactivated at the same time? Mine is nowhere near my phone. How did it get deactivated? It was the door. We basically had a checkout time at 11. At 11. We were planning, obviously, because she's done this before. Tanya's done this before. She just like buys hotels and then just stays for a night here, just cause. We planned to wake up early so we could get ready, leave, and go to the football game. Oh yeah, we also went for the football game. Whatever. That didn't happen. She woke up later than me. I was just sitting in bed, high key in pain. But it's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But I waited for her, got dressed. We both got dressed. It was 11. It was past 11. I was didn't even have my hair done. I ain't even got my makeup done. The outfit, ooh, best believe I got my outfit. But that junk was cute. I was looking cute or whatever with my little necklace, with my little hair. That's 11. The phone rings. I don't know how to be an adult. I freaked the fuck out. Like, I obviously know that they're calling because she was in the bathroom trying to get the rest of her stuff together. They start calling the room and I was like, I don't know what to do. I was like, girl, you need to come out and answer this phone. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to tell them that I ain't leaving yet. And she was just like answering. I was like, okay. By the time I woke up there, it just goes silent. I was like, and after we were completely fine, about to walk out, somebody knocks at the door. I was like, I'm not ready to talk to you. And of course she was still in the bathroom again. And I was just like, well, I can't avoid a person, so I had to open the door, and it was just basically the cleaning lady be like, you're checkout time happened. You ain't saying nothing about no late checkout time. Are you okay? Are you leaving? And we need you to go. And I was basically like, yeah, ma'am, we're leaving. We're just about to go. And I closed the door. We're like, girl, we gotta go. We gotta head out. Why do we always have to have problems? Nothing can ever go right with us. Like, there was not one. The football game, we were trying to get there earlier. It was at 1. We were trying to get there at 11. Clearly we left late. We didn't eat. We need food. So we went to McDonald's. Got to the stadium. I don't know why I just escaped my mind that in college people tailgate. I've never been to a tailgate. I don't know when they start. I completely forgot that colleges do that. So once we got there, there was a whole parking lot dedicated to tailgating. No parking. We had no other option. My smartness was like, we should just kind of go off campus, like the next street over off of campus, and we can go into a neighborhood, which I fully thought that there was like whole houses on that street. Illegal parking part 2. Went straight down the next street over, and then we saw this building. It was like a business or apartment building. So we fully whipped that hoe into the first empty parking space that we see, which was like kind of right in front of the door. We get out, we're like, we did this, we got this spot, we go into the game, we're almost close. We obviously still have to walk up a huge hill to even get to the stadium. We walk out of the parking lot onto the sidewalk, onto the street, and there's just this little sign that's kind of like bent over that we didn't see before, and it may or may not have said private property, but it's like not the best situation you should put yourself in. So we were just like, it's a little late, it's about to start, nobody's, because it kind of looked like nobody was there either. There was no like business logo anywhere. So we were just like, let's just leave the car here, hope and pray nobody sees it or cares enough to do anything about it. So we just walk up this hill. So when we get there, our seats are like kind of on the end.
Thank you for your continued support of Lumberjack Athletics.
There was this family behind us, kind of loud, just kind of whatever. And then there's a family that comes up next to Tanya, kind of loud, kind of whatever. And then there's this old lady and then this old man. Obviously, this man that was married to one of the women behind us, he just sat right next to me. He just plopped his little behind right next to me. And then another woman plopped her behind right in front of me. But they all knew each other. The amount of yelling past me and Tanya, the man was trying to talk to this family right next to us, yelling because it's loud, but obviously like blowing out my eardrums. We find out that all of these people know Jesse's roommate. But the one cool thing that they do have as a tradition is like every time there's a touchdown, they have a log and there's like these people that have a chainsaw. Wrap that shit up. And then they cut, like, I think they call it a cookie. They cut it and it has like the NAU logo on the log. And then they have like this cookie and then they give it out to people that like, as a reward. Another thing that I had to mention also with the whole tattoo situation about her not doing her research was she didn't really understand that she can't have anything rub on it, and she had to cheer the next morning. So basically, thankfully, they gave her the Sanoderm? I think that's what it's called. I got that for these tattoos, where it just like, it's supposed to sit on your tattoo for at least 3 days. It's like your second skin, heals it. All good and dandy. Tell me why it was coming off the night that she got the tattoo. So basically, during the entire game, she had this wrinkly plastic on her tattoo with like ink smeared everywhere and band-aids on every side of the plastic to hold it on there. Then after the game, we just decide that we obviously needed to go get some food. Basically ended up in downtown, the most busiest place after a football game, and we made it to, oh, I wish I remember what it was called, but we made it to this like Chinese Hawaiian spot that was like really authentic. That's the word, right? Really authentic cuisine, because I really wanted some like not American food, not Americanized food. It was like this really cute joint, kind of like tucked away. And I kept complaining, like, after I was done eating, that it was dry. Oh no, wait. Oh yeah. So that was the night that we had to, since we didn't have the motel, we had to sleep at Jesse's apartment. There was more, I wrote down here, more roommate situation. There's just a lot of red flags with these roommates, and I'm very glad I'm not going to college. I think I had enough experience for a little bit, but yeah, we had to sleep. We may have had a little fun, little some. Then I went to sleep because they were just annoying for the rest of the night. I was just like, the sleeping situations in the apartment was, we were in Jesse's room. I was sleeping against the wall upside down, so my head was by her feet. She was sleeping normally halfway off the bed, and then Tanya was fully on the floor. Basically waited for them, had to wake them up because I was like, we're not doing this anymore. Y'all are sleeping in too much. I don't understand how you do this. Get up, please. Basically got ready. We decided to go to Denny's. All of the families are there, so everything was booked. Our last option was McDonald's again. Good old faithful, because they really came through for us. I was very much in a bad mood because I will 100% say it up and down the street. I said, I'm tired. I want to go home now. Like, I usually say I can. Towards the end of everything we do, like if I'm with, let me rephrase, I cannot be with people 24/7. I need my own time. I need my own space. I need my own, me and my own. Said that many of times, even before that day. So I wasn't in a good mood because I didn't know when we were leaving. I had to tell a couple people what time we were leaving, and I had no clue, so I had to keep them on steady because I had no answer. Left, and they had this idea the entire trip, but they wanted to go to the school library. I just want that to settle in. The school library, love them so much, but like my idea of my last bit of entertainment in Flagstaff before I leave is not the library. At first, Jesse was like, there's no parking right next to the library. We're gonna have to park the car at my apartment and walk all the way there. And she kept saying, I do this like every day, like I always do this walk, it's easy for me, like I'm used to it, but you might not be. I was like, I'm not trying to do a marathon before I leave. There was parking right in front of the library, which we didn't go to because we went to a parking spot or parking lot right next to it because we didn't know. Basically, I had to do a little bit of walking. They're trying to laugh, giggle, have fun, make jokes or whatever. Obviously, still in a bad mood, so I'm just like, what is going on? why are we here? So they're just like looking at a map or something that was just sitting out, and I was just looking around. Like, these people are wholeheartedly just trying to get their grades right, trying to come somewhere silent, and y'all are trying to entertain yourselves with a map. And they were like giggling. I was like, y'all, okay, I had to say something, be like, there are people studying here, let's go. They were like, all right, whatever. So they walked away. We found a staircase, and there was a sign that said quiet studies, or like study floors, something like that. And I'm guessing it was the entire second floor that was just quiet, like the entire rest of the library, obviously, but like it was especially supposed to be silent. So they kind of hesitated going up and down the stairs, and like kind of like tried to go around to see if there's anything else on the first floor. And then they started to go up to the second floor. They were creeping up those stairs, trying to be as silent as possible. I was like, this is our last day here together, and y'all want to be silent? These two dots don't connect. They passed each other. They like, it just did not make sense to me. So I was like, I stepped up 2 stairs. It was like, I'm not trying to do this. So I walked out. I fully like walked out of the entire place, and I just sat on a bench waiting for them, because I was like, it just didn't make, like, we could have went somewhere like fun and like been loud, yelling, having fun, but like their last thing that they wanted to do, like, I get that, but we also could have done it another time or a little before to just like check out a library, like be a little silent, have a little fun. But like me being in a bad mood, plus wanting to go home, plus trying to be entertained before going home, it's just like none of those points connect to a library, a silent library. Y'all see silent library? I forgot to put that in my early 2000s video. Oh, I also passed the part of, again, something going wrong. The entire time we were there, we were running on 1 tank of gas. Like, from the time she filled up to go there for the 3 hours, and then the rest of those days leading up to leaving, she was on 1 tank. GMC, sponsor me. 1 tank for all of that? Like, we drove quite a bit. We went to this like janky gas station. Basically, she paid about twice, but it kind of didn't go through. She couldn't get the gas. It was kind of like squished, like we were facing another car, like she couldn't back up or back in. Like, it was just some stuff was going wrong. We basically left and found another gas station, went so smooth, got the gas, headed out on our way home. On my way home, I 2 things. Again, people speeding, don't understand. Like, there was literally a crash. Like, it was like miles of traffic for this crash that was really like in a corner of the mountain that like had nothing to do with the traffic. So I don't really understand. Like, I get that we had to get smushed into 1 lane, but also these people were fully, like, you can fully tell that these people stopped, stared, and they kept it moving. Like, y'all just can't mind your business, go. There was full-on traffic for miles up a mountain, not even down. We were going full up a mountain, just sitting. No internet connection, no nothing, just sitting. And the second thing that happened while we were in this traffic, I get a random, because like there was like a little hot split second where I could go on my phone and it would work. So I go on Snapchat and I get this message from my little cousin. I get a picture of some tiny hands, and all it says was, my brother hugged a cactus. Your brother did what? So I sent a picture, just put like, why, how, why did you let this happen? It was just literally a picture of with the needles like sticking out of his fingers. I text back, she just said he was mad at his parents, so he touched a cactus. I was like, I'm not gonna touch it. I'm not there. I can't do nothing about that. It was a long trip, because like after we got out of the mountains and into like the cities, I was like, oh my gosh, I know where I am. And then it just kept going and going and going. Like we were passing city after city after city. I was like, where is my home? Why am I still in Tempe? Why am I here? And then like it just kept going and going and going. And then finally I was on like my regular highway. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm almost home. I'm almost home. And then I made it home, kind of still in the iffy mood. But yeah, I think that's the end of the story. That was a long story, even though barely anything happened. I was just over explaining everything, and this video is an hour and 17 minutes long. Yeah, that's it. That's the story. Little announcement. I'm also going to try my very hardest for the month of October to do a spooky series. I have a little something planned. Comment below what you think it'll be. If you want to see it. I think I need to point out, y'all really need to look at my description box, because I be putting some work into that, because I don't copy and paste. I do it off the dome, but I know that sometimes I get it wrong. I switch up some things. But again, comment, like, subscribe, click that bell. Okay, thanks, bye.